That's not how any of that works.
Are you doing we didn't even talk about who's doing the lead off. No, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Does that means you're doing the lead off, right? Because you won?
Oh.
Yep, there we go.
I had that backwards in my head.
You did.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Atomic Max Transmissions Live. I'm your co-host, Dallas Kemp. And with me is the host, William
my.
Schick.
How you doing, guys? Welcome. So what are we doing on stream today? We got a lot of fun stuff.
We got lots of fun stuff. We have a little box here that no one can see.
Yes. We're going to do an unboxing of the Initiation League today, like halfway through the stream.
Schick just gave it away.
I know. Well, you don't need to keep them in suspense.
I like keeping people in suspense.
For those who don't know, when the game launched...
Keep your pants on with suspenders.
Really? So suspenders?
Suspenders.
There you go. For those of you guys who may not be aware, on November 15th, Marvel Crisis Protocol will hit store shelves all across the world. And to commemorate that, we also have an organized play event called an Initiation League. Mm-hmm. That's available for stores to order right now. We're going to go through some of the cool prizes that you can get playing the league at your local friendly game store.
Is it going to be the first time they've seen the components?
It's going to be the first time, yeah. We're doing it live. We're just showing everybody for reals.
I'm excited.
Cool thing about all of these prizes we'll talk about is that you just get them for showing up and playing. So all you got to do is just go enjoy some Crisis Protocol, and you're going to walk away with some pretty sweet alternate art rewards. But we'll get to that in a second. So today you're painting some M.O.D.O.K stuff. We're going to show people how to do M.O.D.O.K's face.
I got M.O.D.O.K. We threw some gold on him, and I got a base coat of flesh color, like M.O.D.O.K flesh.
M.O.D.O.K flesh.
And
so you mixed that color is what you're telling me, because M.O.D.O.K flesh doesn't actually exist in a bottle.
I did actually. I put a little gray in there to kind of gray him down.
Yeah, gray him down, because he's a little dead inside.
He's not
the healthiest person.
I don't want him to look flush and rosy, right?
Yeah.
Like flush and rosy kind of.
Shouldn't he look like kind of red because he's a little mad? Aren't you
He's
like,
yeah. Well, I'll do that around the eyes and his nose, but like his cheeks and stuff should be a little. I want to pull some of the warmth out.
Mm-hmm.
So, warmth and rosiness kind of indicates like happiness and.
And joy. And M.O.D.O.K has none of that.
He's grumpy. He's like, I'm trying to win here.
He's pretty grumpy, that's true.
And you're painting a...
So I'm going to be doing an alternate costume Spider-Man. I went through a bunch of different options, but because today's Halloween, I felt like I could get away with doing one of my favorite comic story arcs, which was Fear Itself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So for those who haven't read the comics, I don't want to spoil too much, but Spider-Man winds up in a different suit, and it's a really cool look. It's kind of this glowy, like, black, gray, blue thing.
Yeah, it's very cool looking.
We're going to be doing that today. And I'm going to
It looks like you've...
I did a little prep work, so I did an easy wash over Zenith.
I was going to go... It looks like you had fun with the posing, too.
Oh, I did, yeah. I decided that this wasn't originally my idea. Somebody in the office was like, have you seen what some people have been doing with him? I was like, no. And they were like, well, they don't put his foot on the girder. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really know what that meant. So as I was building this one, I started playing around. I was like, oh my gosh, if you just... don't put his other foot on the girder, he looks amazing.
Yeah, he's like doing his little...
So I did that, and then I used a little bit of modeling putty, and I filled in where his foot's supposed to go, so it looks like a rock. And now it looks like he's like John Woo flipping over the side, so it's pretty fun.
And the really cool thing is earlier today, Rikers Iron was painting one.
He was painting a candy corn one.
Candy corn Spider-Man for Halloween, which was awesome looking.
Yeah.
And was in a very similar pose.
So there you go. So yeah, we talk about modeling and like hobbying and converting and stuff. And this is like a super simple example of how you can take the components out of the box, do just the smallest of tweaks, and come up with something that's really different and fun. Yeah.
Just make
it entirely new. I was told that so if you guys have been following the streams recently though, I've been doing I was working on a Captain Marvel Kree Star Force last week. And I finished her, and Josh was like, you have to show her on the stream, because I don't think we've ever actually shown anything completed on this stream yet. We always get like most of the way, and then we have to stop, because Josh is a Time Lord.
We're having fun.
So anyway, this is my completed Star Force Captain Marvel, and talking about modeling and converting, I did another thing, which is, see, she's so glossy, because I'm going to do this. There, is that still good, Josh? All right. So for the base, what I did is I took some modeling putty, and I took one of the normal bases, and I just smoothed over all the details on the modeling putty. And then I painted a little space star field for her so that she can be floating in space. So
she's got a little asteroid rock.
Yeah, she's got painted the rock like an asteroid, and then I just kind of used the airbrush and some translucents to create a galaxy effect, and that turned out really fun. So
I like it. When you sent me that picture, I was really, because we've been talking about it, and I think you really nailed like your vision and
Yeah, it was
brought it to
like
life.
it was one of those things where it's just like I've done some Star Force effects before. I did it on my long movement tool from the core game, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we just had a Captain Marvel in space? So because
Yeah.
she's in the Kree Star Force colors or inspired colors, I didn't follow them precisely, but
They're
I figured
inspired.
why not?
They're inspired.
We'll put her in space. So kind of like how this Spider-Man's going to be inspired by fear itself, one of the greatest comic stories of all time, according
Wow.
to me.
Wow.
I don't know. I just really loved it. I
Bold
loved it.
statement.
Super fun. The mighty, the worthy, them squaring off against it's amazing. Okay, now I have to like actually think about how I'm going to do this effect though. So why don't you lead us through your steps on M.O.D.O.K while I try to figure out what I'm going to do to not look like a fool here, to not ruin this cool pose Spider-Man.
Oh, you'll be fine. So I laid a base coat of flesh color down of just some regular Caucasian flesh. And I'm going to use some red mixed into the skin tone, my chosen skin tone. And I'm just going to put that in the shadows real quick. I'm not being very precise with this. As I said earlier, I did kind of put some gray into the flesh color to kind of, I don't want to say deaden it, but that it comes with, like, I'm not trying to make him look like a zombie for Halloween, but deaden it to kind of remove life, kind of desaturate it a bit.
Take out the healthy pink color, right?
Take out the healthy pink color. So, but now I'm going to put some of that red back in because you still need red. No matter what color of flesh you choose to paint, there's always a bit of warmth in there. So it's very important to put that into it. Even if you were doing something like, say you were doing your Hulk green, when I go to paint him, I will add warmth into it if I want it to look realistic. If I want it to look super comic book, I won't necessarily. But if I want realistic, you want to put like a little warmth in there. Dark skin tones, warmth, green skin tones, blue skin tones. Like you need a little warmth in there because it indicates life and just living, right? So
for like a green skin tone, what would you use for warmth?
well, I probably wouldn't just go red,
like-
red, right?
Because like comic book wise, you would just go yellow, which is a warm color.
Yeah, you can go up to the highlight and you add the yellow into the highlight, or you can add a little pink into the mid. You can put purple. Purple is a good color. Purple in your broad band of human flesh tones. Purple usually indicates sickness or death, but you can use purples as well. So you have a lot of different choices to play with. You can look at a lot of different images online. You can look at references, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. For like Hulk, probably what my goal will be is putting in mid-tone, like pink, a little bit of pink into the mid-tone, just to hint at more fleshy colored. And yellow, the yellow highlight will add warmth. For this guy though, I'm putting that little bit of red in there. I'm also going to go ahead and because I'm waiting for that to dry and that's boring, I'm going to go ahead and put some shadows on this gold if you don't mind.
Go for
This
it.
is not my M.O.D.O.K.
I feel like by the time you're done now, it's going to be your M.O.D.O.K.
I have a M.O.D.O.K.
You could have two M.O.D.O.Ks.
This is your M.O.D.O.K.
It was the M.O.D.O.K I put together for sure.
So I've mixed some real dark brown ink into some metal color, some gold color, and I'm just gonna shade this real quick while we're waiting for our paint to dry on the face.
On our show, which we named last week, probably aproposly, watching paint dry. 'Cause I feel like that's what we do at this point.
No,
We mostly just watch
No.
the paint dry.
it's It's hobby conversations, illuminations, and Josh, help me out. Josh, come on, you're leaving me hanging.
Hobby conversations, illuminations,
and
discussion.
Wow.
I thought you were supposed to be marketing, Josh.
I need more time.
Inspirations, illuminations, and contemplations. Condensations.
Protestations.
Prestidigitations.
Ooh, I like that. It is kind of a hand trick.
It is. That everyone can learn.
It's true. Just like actual hand tricks and
like magic. This is going to be a nice little glaze, real subtle.
No.
Look how it comes alive.
So good.
I will say, M.O.D.O.K is an utter joy to paint. I don't know how anybody could be unexcited about painting this guy. Holy cow. Josh, you're going to paint a M.O.D.O.K, right?
Josh has a red skull to paint still.
Yeah, the second I get my hands on one, I will paint a M.O.D.O.K.
I'm going to challenge this by giving you a M.O.D.O.K right after this.
I like that slow lean to the microphone.
That's fine.
I like Josh as a really calm golfer, like golf announcer voice. It's like he's not. You can tell he's excited to be here, but like he's not gonna blow out the mics like with the goal. You would not do well at soccer.
Not do
Josh.
good.
You would not be good at soccer. You don't have the bombasticness required.
I accept that.
Thanks,
he
Josh.
Seems to be putting the ink into the crevices.
Oh my gosh! Could we get a play-by-play from you on painting, Josh?
Lining up the brush.
Is that possible?
And look at that stroke. That's fantastic.
Schick turns the miniature, aims at the neck area, and paints.
I feel like we just found our new formula. I almost fell asleep during that. I was like, this is so therapeutic.
I was mesmerized.
I mean, it was beautiful.
AMG, more like ASMR. Am I
Oh,
right?
oh.
I'm right.
Oh, we could get some microphones real close.
You just hear the paintbrush scraping along the
hello.
miniature. This is
Can you
totally
hear that?
not why people came here, I feel like.
Here, I'm gonna put the brush right here.
Well,
People are gonna love it. Oh, that clickety clack of my brush in my mouth.
Yeah. I will admit that when I watch people play like battle reports and stuff, I get really mad if they tune out the dice rolling sounds, because dice rolling to me is super therapeutic.
Oh,
Like hearing dice hit a table,
Yeah.
or like a mat, especially the new mats. Like you hear that just go, and you're like, oh, yes. What are we doing right now?
I love dice on a dice tray. Whenever it hits a dice tray. I love that sound.
yeah. We get that because that gives you that contrast.
That yeah.
The,
click,
the
click,
soft
click. Mhm.
versus the hard back.
Do we have any like real questions, or should we just keep droning on about this right now?
You know what else is a favorite sound of mine? The sound of a 25 mile per hour strike in bowling.
Oh, shoot.
Like just that impact.
That's real specific.
It is.
Why is it
very-
25 miles per hour?
I mean, Pagai's watching. I guarantee he's commented by now on this.
On the 25 mile per hour strike? He's probably actually working.
There's something about like just a really good strike in bowling when that ball hits the pins, and you just get that crack, and it's great. That's a great sound. It takes me back to my roots.
Your roots of
Yep.
bowling?
Yep. Growing up in the Midwest.
As far as questions go, we're just getting a lot of comments about how 2 weeks is too long, but in reality, we're less than 2 weeks now.
We are less than 2 weeks, right? It's like a week and a half,
That's some
maybe?
change.
And some change. How much change, Josh?
Like 2 cents.
2 cents.
2 cents worth of change.
I was hoping for like a hay penny or something.
A nice little wheat penny.
A wheat penny.
Shading.
Do.
2 weeks is not that long,
No, it's coming up quick.
especially considering how long you've already waited.
That's also true. It's been a long wait. Hopefully it's been a fun one.
We've been waiting longer. Haha.
And there's been a lot of great, like, YouTube content and stuff going up of people, you know.
We're wrong. It definitely is 2 weeks and a day because it's the 15th. But still, for us, that time's gonna fly by with all the stuff we have to do. So, yeah, we're getting nailed for our lack of math on the comments, and that's fine.
How about
So
my lack of a calendar in front of me?
we're busy people.
Pagani's the
Give us a
math
break.
guy. Pagani's the math guy. We'll blame him. Where was he? He's supposed to be supporting us right now.
That's a pretty good. All right. Now, I'm going to go through and I've mixed my flesh tone into some green. And I used a little medium to thin it out, a little water. And I'm going to do the same thing in the shadows with some green. Because green is very prevalent in humanoid skin tones.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember the Noid? Josh is too young to remember the Noid.
No, I remember.
Random.
What? You said it. You said the Noid. In Noid flesh tones. That's true. Good old Noid. He ruined your pizza. What a jerk.
Nobody ruins my pizza.
Mm,
Oh, Josh, it's Thursday.
It is. It is Thursday.
That means we could go to Pizza and Comics today.
I just got a text from my wife asking what we're doing after work, so this is apropos.
You tell her Pizza and Comics.
I'm sure she's invited.
She's invited. Pizza and Comics. I typically go on either Thursday or Saturday.
For pizza and comics.
Yeah.
What? Good to have a schedule. What do you need, Josh?
There's nothing wrong with Thursday Pizza and Comics, right?
No, that's stream irrelevant. I'll ask you later. But I'm thinking about those chicken wings from last time.
You had the chicken wings from the pizza place?
From the sports one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Pagani doesn't lose his mind because we're going off topic so much and he hates it. We have a question. Do you guys recommend airbrushing the designs on the templates first, then mask them and paint the main body color, or the other way around?
I think that's up to you. I can tell you how I did it, and Chick can tell you how he did it, and then I can explain like 18 different ways on how to do it. So,
The way I did it was I just, I used the airbrush for getting the color gradients that I wanted on them. And then I just went back and I blacked out all of the details that I wanted black. And that worked just fine for me, but as Dallas says, there's a lot of different ways to approach it. And I think it depends on what you're trying to do, you know, like overall, like what's the goal, right? Like, do you want to try to do a crazy star field? Or are you just trying to get like a really cool looking sunset? Are you doing solid colors? You know, solid colors you don't need an airbrush for.
yeah.
And that's a totally great approach. But if you want to try to, get some like really good fades and stuff, that's where the airbrush is going to be your friend.
Yeah, I think everything depends for me. It all depends on the desired outcome and your lack of or your level of investment. If that makes sense. Like, if you're just being, I don't want to use this word negatively, but just lazy, which I am, like then you do it in a lazy way. Lazy doesn't mean lazy. I'm saying shortcutty, or like you just don't want to invest 3 hours into painting them, right? You know what I mean?
I highly doubt that anyone's going to be submitting their movement tools to a national painting competition anytime soon.
That'd be wild.
You could, but yeah, I think that's kind of like think about what's your goal, what are you trying to do with it, and then paint to that level, right?
Yeah. So like the studio ones, I painted.
Hand painted
those are all hand painted. Yeah, there's no airbrushing on the studio ones. That's all hand painted. My personal ones, I haven't painted yet, but will probably be very similar. Will probably just be very hand painted. Like I have no reason to use the airbrush because I'm not trying to get the same effects that Schick did. I've seen a couple online. From stores that are building their demo copies, getting some really cool airbrushing effects on theirs and stuff like that. So I think it all just depends on the angle you want and your desired effect.
Well, and like I use the airbrush not to be fancy, but to be quick. So,
yeah.
Like for me, it was a speed thing because the way Dallas did it for the studio ones.
Well, I'm actually faster without the airbrush.
It takes a lot of time to get those blends and the gradations.
Dallas humble brag, faster without the airbrush.
It's not humble brag. It's just fact. I'm just faster than the airbrush.
He's just not good with an airbrush.
We have a question from a very special guest on our chat. This is Skeleton Key Ed.
Oh, hello.
And he's asking, what does the Atomic Mass Office comic book library look like?
It's all digital.
That's not true.
That's not true. That is not true, sir.
That's not true.
Oh, is that? Do you count the comics that we all bring in as our library? Because those are kind of like.
Or that giant pile of comic books that was by my desk.
I just assume that's like lend and loan. I don't really count those as the offices. But otherwise, the office is all Marvel and limited.
There was like 2 weeks where Dallas Kemp was getting shipments of classic Marvel comics.
That's true.
And we would open them up and look through and find the most rare ones.
That's what y'all were doing. I was just looking for, the ones where I was like, I remember this comic. This is great. I was looking for the nostalgia ones.
I was looking for nostalgia. They were great. Yeah, we have a pile of comics laying around. And I bring in my comics every week for everybody to read.
Yeah, I have several Daredevils and Silver Surfer Black at my office, and they're both great.
I got tons at home. Like that's the problem area. I'm using brown ink to just darken this gold, just to add more richness to the shadows.
We do have a question about the technique that Schick is using on his Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the question is, what technique are you
What
using
is that
to
technique?
paint your Spider-Man? And there's a follow-up. So they would like to see your Captain Marvel again after you're done explaining your...
Okay. So the technique I'm using right now is
it hope for the best?
fairly restrained frustration because I'm literally just lining all of the webbing right now. But the way that I got the base colors down is we did a zenith highlight. So Dallas took the airbrush when he was doing some basing for me, and he sprayed it black, and then he just hit it at a 45-degree angle with a very light gray. And if you've watched any of the streams, you've seen us do this. This is how I painted Captain Marvel. It's how we've done a number of different characters because it's a really great way to get really nice results with highlights and stuff without a ton of like blending or effort. It's kind of like the Bob Ross method of miniatures painting, which is awesome. And so I did that, and then I just made a wash of a blue-black. Basically, I took a more turquoisey blue, and then the Negro black from Vallejo, and I mixed them together to kind of create a color that I thought was close to what the comic book looked like. And I used glazed medium to thin that down, and I turned it into a wash, and then I just painted it straight over the Zenith highlight. And so because the paint's thin and it wants to run into the crevices where it's darker and not run where it's lighter, it kind of tints the color on the highlights and pools in the shadow areas, which is both a good and a bad thing because it's making these webs a little more tricky to paint because we designed these webs to work really well with like classic Spider-Man colors. So they take a wash amazingly well, and you can't really wash a bright color into a dark color. So I'm having to go back and just line the Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's ways to do it. You can decrease the surface tension with certain additives, and you could also like wash it on and use your finger to wipe the top away.
Mm-hmm.
So you can. It's just once again, it's your level of investment, right? I need the blow dryer.
We didn't bring it. You have to run outside and do it.
Dun dun dun.
The blow dryer. All right. So Captain Marvel request.
You wanna? We're gonna talk about Captain Marvel.
Kree Star Force Captain Marvel with her fancy star base, which is very glossy because of the light. There, push
that is super reflective.
It is. It's very spacey. There we go. If I just get rid of the light, maybe it helps, sort of.
There you go. Angle it out.
So there she is, looking all fancy in her Kree colors, ready to go. This was really fun, and outside of the face, which I didn't finish on last week's stream, and the rock, I finished everything else basically on stream. So it only took about, I would say, an hour and a half, which is one of the things that's really fun about these miniatures is you can knock them out pretty quick using some of our wash techniques and stuff. Is it finally time, Josh? Is it finally time to take a look at this initiation kit?
I think it is.
Uh-oh. All right, well, I'm going to let Dallas do that.
Okay.
Because his hairdryer won't plug in.
It's fine. We don't have the blow dryer.
Gazoon tight. My gosh.
All right, let's talk about this initiation kit.
Let's.
This one. All right, CK04, Marvel Crisis Protocol Miniatures Game, Initiation League Organized Play Kit. What is inside?
And this is why we had Dallas do it, because he'll give it fanfare and music.
I will give it. Play the horns. You get cardboard. Insert.
You get an insert to protect your stuffs.
All right, what are we going to start with? You get the
so obviously rules are important.
Organized Play Kit rules. This has a scenario. I'm not going to show the scenario.
It has 3 scenarios, sir.
Oh, it does. Oh, my
idea,
gosh, it has 3 scenarios.
The idea behind the initiation kit is that it basically walks players through
cool art.
Kind of how to learn the core basics of the game, the mechanics and stuff over 3 weeks. So it's people like to use the term slow grow league. And this kind of has a similar bent. So the first week you're just going to kind of play a more basic stripped down version of the game to learn all the important core rules like attacking, moving, all that stuff. You're not going to worry about setting up a squad or what tactic cards to pick or anything like that. You're just going to get into the action. And then the second week is going to introduce more of those concepts. So you're going to get more choice in your squad building options, and you're going to get to make some important decisions about which characters you want to take and how you want to rock and roll with that.
Hang on. Oh. So which one do I want to show first?
And
I
then
just said it out loud.
I didn't say anything out loud. And then the third week is going to be your full game. So you're going to come in, you're going to build your squad like normal, you're going to choose your scenarios, all that, or your crisis cards to build your mission, all that good stuff. And so the goal is that, you know, it's going to help you build a community in your store. You're all going to get to learn the game together, and you're going to get some pretty sweet rewards for doing so.
I just showed them.
You showed all the rewards?
Not all of them. I showed the tokens. So what do you get the tokens for?
So the token is the second week reward, and you get that if you paint any character from your core set.
So if you paint one character from your core set,
Yep, and you show up on week 2,
you're going to get
a sweet
acrylic.
And that's for tracking the rounds.
This is a round token.
It's a round tracker.
So you're going to get an acrylic round tracker for painting one character from your Marvel Crisis Protocol core set.
Yep.
Now, your other 2 weeks, what do you get these for?
So if you play in the first week of the league, the very first week, which, you know, will be close to launch,
You're going to get...
you're going to earn yourself
What are you going to get?
Captain America First Avenger alternate art card.
These are awesome, by the way.
And so that one is basically going to be kind of your street cred reward that says, I was there at the start, I was a First Avenger, I played right away. It's no different in any rules sense.
All the same rules. That's why I'm showing it.
Normal Captain America card. Like it's playable in any game, any event. It just has a bit of bling that shows you that you were there.
It shows that you were part of the initiation. And then your third week...
It looks dope. And then if you play in the third week, you're going to go ahead and earn yourself a alternate art Red Skull Hail Hydra card. So this basically gives you both leaders from the box, the Cabal leader and the Avengers leader. A really nice kind of blinged out card that just something that you can show that you were there from the start. You had a lot of fun kicking off the game and being with us from square one. So.
I was so excited when I saw these.
Yeah, I think they turned out awesome. Our graphic designer came up with a really slick look. So they're just
very
fantastic.
cool looking. And I love alternate art stuff. So I was all in. I was just like, yep, I need First Avenger Captain America.
It's true. I was threatened with violence if I didn't make sure that everyone in the office got some cards. So I did that.
So we're getting a lot of questions regarding distribution and sales things for people who want the launch and event kits but don't have a store but have private clubs and things like that. I feel like, if you let me take this one, Shake, all those kinds of questions will go to M.O.D.O.K or Alliance. We will, if you don't have an Alliance rep or an M.O.D.O.K rep, we'll be posting more information about that on our social media and website very, very soon.
Very, very soon. More soon.
There you go. Josh coming in, letting people know.
Dropping the
knowledge bombs. Cracking the egg of knowledge over our heads, because I didn't know that. But
Neither
Josh
did
knew
I.
it. Josh he's prepared. He's ready. Yeah, so obviously, gaming clubs are great, and we'll be posting more info on that, like Josh says, and then otherwise, definitely check out your stores, let them know. These are not part of the launch kit. These are part of the organized play program, so for those who might have been following stuff, if your store got a launch kit, they get one of these at certain levels for free. But otherwise, your store can just order it directly from their M.O.D.O.K or Alliance rep. They just have to ask for CK04. And then you can jump right in and start playing in the league right at the start. And that's just the first of many different event kits that are going to be coming. We actually were just proofing the next one.
Yep, and I'm going to tell you right now, that thing has me super stoked.
Yeah, and that'll be our first story event kit. So the folks who have kind of been listening to the streams and asking questions and stuff, there are effectively 3 different organized play types that we've talked about so far for in-store play. There's leagues, which the initiation kit is the first league, and those ones play over multiple weeks, and they typically change the rules of the game in some way. Future leagues are obviously going to have a more narrative bent. This one's a little special because it's about just getting started into the game. So it kind of introduces things from a basic level. But you're going to get your classic curveballs, and the game is just going to be different. And the way you play over the course of the league is probably going to influence how your options and things like that. So it's a very classic campaign experience in a way that you get to do at your store.
It's all about setting up your community and like getting to learn the game together, right? Because no one knows the in and outs of this game yet, right? So it's a really great place to like start learning the game together.
Yep. And you're going to earn some sweet rewards. And then the one that we were just looking at, which we'll be talking about more in the future, but not right now in any specifics, is the story day events. And so these are one-day events that introduce kind of unique event-specific rules and characters and scenarios and stuff that you get to kind of live out some of the Marvel awesomeness from different stories.
I want to say something. I don't think it's too specific. I think it's fine.
Well, you say it anyway. We're live. There's no stopping you.
There's nothing.
Josh, do something.
What are you gonna do? Josh, I'm a loose cannon. I am though, right? I can't wait to see some of the conversions to come out of that one coming up.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, so we'll be talking about it with plenty of time beforehand. But the idea is like we want to take the opportunity to focus on some characters and give them maybe some unique event rules, stuff like that fit the story that we're going to tell with them, and all that good stuff. And you're just going to play this unique scenario with these new game rules and have fun for a day, and then you get to walk away not only with the game rule stuff, so down the road if you want to play with one of your friends or something, and
but the memories you made.
Let's do this special thing that was really awesome at the time. You're going to have that.
I just painted M.O.D.O.K's face and you weren't on me.
Oh my gosh. You're already done? Yeah, so you're going to get that, and then you're also going to get some pretty sweet alternate art prizes as well. You should have done that better.
Done.
You want to walk us through anything else that you did there? For folks to be able to follow along on the home game when they have their own M.O.D.O.Ks?
Yeah, so I took some green and brown and made a very, not green and brown, green and red, and made a very rich, warm brown. And I just took and I shaded all the dark areas, and then just kind of washing it in there, and then just using my brush to kind of control where the wash lays. Nothing fancy here. And then that way just darkened up all the details.
Nice.
That's it. But that's like one of those moments where like the face really see how the details sharpened up. He's starting to look like M.O.D.O.K. Oh, now we gotta wait for that to dry.
Watching paint dry yet again. I'm telling you. It's the perfect name for our little stream here. Okay.
How about experiencing dry paint?
That's what we want to experience. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet.
How about the paint will eventually be dry, for it is not yet.
This is getting really, really kind of overly philosophical, I feel like.
Maybe the paint was always dry.
Uh-oh, Josh is going to speak.
Does the NYC terrain pack come with optional parts to make a different facade than a second Daily Bugle, or are we stuck with two identical buildings with the core scene terrain?
Stuck? I don't like that word.
So
just phrased it the way it was.
So it comes with storefronts for a food shop, which is the coffee shop, and it also comes with the billboard for the Daily Grind. And then it comes with another Daily Bugle, which has kind of like the newspapers and stuff in the front. And we're going to be doing a stream kind of showing you guys some ideas on how to, if you don't want two Daily Bugle stands, because maybe they're not like Starbucks in your mind and they don't appear on every corner. We'll show you guys how to take the elements from that stuff and make your own signs and create your own storefronts really easily using the buildings themselves. But the two different storefront like facades that are there open up a lot of potentials for different options. So, especially the food one. The food one can be just about anything. It could be a gyro shop. It could be a hot dog place. You know, like everything under the sun, because it's very just foodie. It's got the chips in the window. It's got the coffee up front. You could make the competitor to the Daily Grind, which Josh now has to help me out because I opened my mouth and I immediately forgot the name of it.
I can't remember.
Somebody knows it. Stream, help us out.
I can't.
Do you want me to explain what I'm doing?
Yes, please.
Save Josh. Save him.
I mean, I'm here to teach painting.
Are you? Because you've been really quiet so far.
Yeah, Mr. Bowling.
He's had the camera on you. So I'm going to put a line of highlight color. I'm going to use a second brush to just, this is literally just softening. It's not blending. I'm just kind of softening the edge. And then that creates, see that highlight line? Look at that, under that one eye. I'm just going to put those where I feel the light would catch, and then just kind of soften it away. Just soften it away. Just soften it away. Just soften it away.
This is really where we're at. Maybe this is why he's not putting the camera on you. He doesn't want everyone to fall asleep at home.
Look, I'm just saying, this is
That
painting.
you're just softening it
This
away.
is painting. This is painting.
Not to be confused with Sparta. There's a lot less kicking involved.
We're here to paint.
We're here to what now?
We're here to paint.
Sure.
Gotta show them the paints. I'm just gonna really
All right.
tap in some highlights under his eyes on those. There's little raised areas like his little wrinkles. I'm just gonna put in a couple of little highlights. This is a light skin tone, light flesh color, based off the choices I made earlier. I'm just gonna see. I just lightly tap that. Watch how I do this. Just gonna paint this on. I'm just gonna use a damp brush. I'm just gonna tap that away to let it kind of disperse and get my highlight, nice soft highlight across the skin. What that also does is it kind of disperses the paint over top and creates some translucency to make it look more like flesh. You can also come in later and add a little bit more highlight in like little certain spots to like give those high reflections. I'm gonna highlight the top lip or bottom lip. Once again, just very quickly soften it. This is
Okay.
pretty loose paint.
We're ready to do something else now, finally. Oh, I gotta get the underside of the boot. I spoke too soon. What other questions we got, Josh? What do people want to know? What do you want to know, Josh?
Are you gonna paint the teeth individually too, Dallas, or like the teeth pretty much done?
I'll definitely paint the teeth individually. They're just kind of residually getting color on them from painting the skin tone. So, but I can use those as like sort of a start. There's a couple little metal flakes in there actually still.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna bring up that point of that eyebrow a little bit,
I guess I'm gonna use this.
a little bit higher. Now see how he's like, that face is really coming into contrast, right? Like this, it's focusing as I'm building in those highlights. Whoops.
Whoops. Take a little pink, a little turquoise.
Got a little skin tone on the golds.
And we need
Looked
a
really,
little
really
white,
weird.
which we have over here already. All right.
This chin needs the same kind of thing. So I'm just gonna use a little damp. Damp. Let that spread. That worked terribly.
Terrible.
Terribly. Worked terribly.
Grab some curry.
Try it again. That's the ticket.
The ticket to where? To flavor?
Ticket to success.
Success. Mmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was too much green. Oh well. It's okay. We can.
See, I'm just barely touching it with a damp brush and it kind of. Are you seeing that, Josh? Well, Josh can see it. Everybody can see it.
No, I'm more laughing at just kind of Josh's general excitement level right now.
Oh, look how grumpy he looks. He looks amazing. How many steps was that? 4?
Not very many.
I'm angry. Now I'm gonna. I want to do a little bit higher highlight. So I want to add a little white to that last highlight, and then we're gonna put some red around his eyes and his. Wow, that was a lot of white. Let's see how that. I'm gonna put some white into that highlight. Make a final highlight. Wow. That's intense. And we're gonna just do some little tiny points just to kind of accentuate certain areas.
Where is my glaze medium? Perfect.
Just anywhere where I feel the skin would be really taut or catch extra little highlights. Not there. Clean that up.
No? That wasn't it?
No, I just bonked the side of his nose.
You booped his nose.
I booped the snoots. And it looked terrible.
Don't boop the snoot. It's the worst.
Then you can do little lines to add some texture.
Okay.
Like little skin wrinkles. Very quickly. I'm gonna have fun with this. Whoa. There we go. His grump.
His grump?
He's very grump.
He was very grump.
Red
Is that
ink.
about it?
Just Vallejo red ink. I'm going to thin this down really, 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 really thin with some water. And I'm going to glaze this around the eyes. If it gets too heavy, I use a second brush to clean it up. Around the eyes. And up in that brow where all that, when you scrunch up your face like that, all those blood vessels constrict and stuff like that. Makes you look more angry.
So much more.
If you put some red around there. Maybe a little bit right under his line of his mouth and then across that bottom lip. Once again, it adds that life. Accentuates the living nature of a creature. Clean that up. That's a M.O.D.O.K face. I'm done.
You're out?
I'm not out. I'm just done. There's a difference, sir. There's a difference. Do we have black somewhere?
It should be under your hand somewhere, I think.
Oh, wow. That's a M.O.D.O.K face. How fast was that, Josh?
Very fast. Very fast.
Should have made him use an airbrush, Josh. Would have taken longer.
I did learn that today. Dallas is faster than an airbrush.
Well, it depends.
Dallas is faster with a brush than he is with an airbrush is the more accurate way to say that statement.
I stand by what I said.
That's good, Josh. Conviction.
Like that commitment.
Like commitment.
Whoops. Whoopsie doodles. I think I'm going to use a little gray on too. Now where are we at?
Where are we at?
Do we have any questions now?
No. I think you've put
People
in.
want me to get in on Shig's feared self Spidey again, so I'm going to do that.
Do it.
up.
We're just glowing him now. We're to the point to where I get to be a little more sloppy.
So what do you mean? What are you doing?
So I made a wash, like this turquoisey wash out of blue ink, green ink, a little bit of pink, and then a lot of glazed medium. And I'm just slapping it over the white lines that I spent all of my life, it feels like, drawing in. And so the goal here is that the wash will kind of go to the cracks and some of the white will still be showing, and then it'll kind of mimic the glow that comes from his Uru enhanced suit. Oh, I might have said too much there. Hopefully I didn't spoil it for anyone.
Comic ruined.
I mean, there's a lot more that goes on. There's a lot there. But yes, he's our friendly neighborhood spider with some Asgardian enhanced outfit. So he's kind of got like this crazy blue glow that goes on.
It shows his ultimate power.
I mean, he's pretty baller.
Superior?
He's pretty baller. He's not superior. That's different.
Amazing.
That's different. He's definitely amazing. Maybe even spectacular. Definitely mighty.
There was a gold color somewhere that I enjoyed. No, I don't.
Did you leave it at your desk?
I don't think so. Oh, there it is. It's called Glorious Gold.
Glorious gold. I think out of all the things in the Vallejo line that I like the best, it's definitely the golds. They have really nice lustrous golds. It's very fancy. So yeah, we're just gonna do this, and we're gonna then probably after the stream ends, because it's gonna take forever for this to dry, we'll go back and clean up around the webbing and stuff. And we'll have ourselves a little tabletop level Fear Itself Ultimate Costume Spider-Man just ready to go. What do you think, Josh?
I think it's spectacular.
Oh, that's the word we're using?
I think it's unlimited.
Oh,
we gotta
wow.
get some coffee in you, boy.
I think it's Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Peter Parker. Wait, what?
Peter Parker.
Parker,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
I think it's
does whatever a spider
sensational.
can. Spins a web.
Gamers Web UK. There should be events happening in the UK as well for launch. We're looking into that as well. I can't promise that it'll be on the website, but we will have a place for people to look that information up in the next few coming days.
Yeah, I would just encourage you to contact some of your local stores and see who's picking up the kit. And if they say we don't have an initiation kit yet, well, you should tell them that you and your friends definitely want to play at it, and they should hold one. And
Fact.
that's really all it takes. Your store just has to ask for the kit, and they'll get the kit, and then they can run it. And why wouldn't you want to do that?
It's just that easy.
It's going to be awesome.
We normally don't talk about future releases, but this is a question I think I'm okay throwing at you guys.
Nope.
Let's talk about, people are excited already about, like, Wave 2.
Wave 2.
And what's in Wave 2, character-wise?
What, just what's in it?
Just character-wise, don't say anything else, just
Well,
character-wise.
you have the amazing Black Panther and Killmonger box, which probably are the characters that I'm. It's tough. I don't know. For me, like having the Wakandans out, Black Panther, Killmonger, and then Okoye and Shuri. I'm so excited for that team and squad to be able to put it on the table and have my Wakanda forever. And I really like those characters. I love the stories that have been coming out for them lately, and yeah. So you got those, and then of course you have the Alien, the Myth, the Legend, Venom. I don't know if that works, but big bad boy Venom is going to be coming out in that wave 2 as well, and our boy Marco, who is one of our internal digital sculptor engineer guys. He knocked that sculpt out of the park. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really good.
So cool. So cool. So, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that comes out in that month that I think people will be pretty jazzed about, or I'm very jazzed about it. You should be too. Not because I say so, but because those characters are awesome. I know you're very excited to paint a Killmonger, Dallas.
Killmonger and Shuri. The sculpts and the plastics of those came out really awesome, and I mean they all did, but I'm excited to paint that Killmonger. He's awesome looking.
Yeah, Michael Jenkins, who did the sculpt for him, just knocked it out of the park. Like that, he just exudes this badass attitude.
Yeah, he's got that cocky confidence, like this.
He's
just
calling out his next victim, basically.
Yeah, he's like a baseball player, like pointing at the back, right?
The ball is going there.
He's like, nope, here, this is what's happening. Like he's got his weapon ready, and he's got the broken spear. And
remember when that sculpt came in, and we were like, oh, we need to get his leg up on something. What should it be? And I was just like, put him on a Panther statue. That'd be really cool. And in my head, it was like this broken something, and like the sculpt came in, and you're just like, you have to see this. And I was like, oh my God, that is the most amazing thing ever. Like, I want that statue forever and ever and ever. It's like it's so perfect. It's like this futuristic looking like Space Panther thing, but still looks very traditional. Like, And then Pagani came and he's like, I don't think that'll fit on the base. And I was like, you shut your mouth. I think I just yelled at him that we'd put him on a bigger base if that were the case. He wasn't very happy with me for a couple of days.
We will make what we want to fit on a base.
He wasn't super thrilled with me that day, and maybe I should have been nicer about it. But in the end, it didn't matter because he fit on the base perfectly fine. So
he did fit on the base.
Everyone got their feathers ruffled for no reason.
He did fit on the base.
But there was no way.
You can't put a time on my joy.
Oh. You cannot. Look at that. Dallas. Talking big talk here.
I'm going to finish this M.O.D.O.K. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm just painting the face in your M.O.D.O.K. I'm just going to paint the whole thing. I guess I'll have a Dallas Kemp painted M.O.D.O.K. off to a different
showed off
one.
all the secret painting techniques, and Josh is not on me at all.
You showed off all the secret painting techniques, and
I'm painting gold.
Didn't learn any of them, which is the best part.
You need to tell me when to get on you, Dallas.
Oh.
When I'm painting, it's always on, Josh. It's always on.
It never stops, Josh. Plus, I mean, if you've kept the camera on me this whole time, I feel sorry for the viewers at home because it's kind of like I'm knolling over here. It's just the same.
Your Spider-Man is highly requested, Shrek.
Is it? Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad people are really digging it because I had no idea, once again, what I'm doing. So I'm just making it up. I'm just making it up and hoping for the best.
It's kind of what painting is.
I would argue that,
Sometimes.
you know, a lot of the times you can go in with a plan. I did look at some reference this morning, and then we talked
How
like
much of a plan?
11%.
Take it.
I don't have confidence in that plan.
Wow, harsh. I can't believe you'd say you didn't have confidence in my 11% plan. Josh, that's hurtful. Why are you so hurtful? Oh no, we want a 2-brush blend, but this doesn't want to do it. Make the spider
Paint little tiny highlights. Boop, boop, boop.
a glow, maybe? Maybe we'll get the glow going on here. Maybe we won't. This might just be a sloppy mess.
It's all right.
I mean, we'll
It
clean
can
it
be
up.
that way.
We'll clean it up. I realize he has this fancy spider on his back, and I don't actually know.
What color it is?
I'm going to assume that it glows on his back like it glows on his front in the comic. But yeah, I don't actually know that.
Just make it glow.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's why I have a sloppy mess going on back here. That's why we have a sloppy mess. Because we're just doing like some really rough wet blending right now and hoping for the best. My paint doesn't really seem to like wet blending, so this might not be a success. Are you watching all of the tricks on M.O.D.O.K now, Josh, or are you still watching me try to like flub through this back piece?
You're both on.
We're both on?
You're both
Oh,
spectacular.
we're both spectacular. Like a friendly neighborhood wall crawler that we all know and love. We all better love him. If anybody doesn't love him, we're gonna have to have words. Unlike that Daredevil guy. It's okay to have strong opinions on Daredevil.
Daredevil's awesome.
I have very strong opinions about Daredevil.
And that's okay. I think it's great. I think that is wonderful. I'll just go through and blackline that.
All right,
Great.
chat. Last call for any hobby-related
Last
questions.
call.
Last call. Or, you know, MCP questions in general. I mean, we're happy to answer what we can. Do people want to check out the cards again? All right.
Tell me what you want to see. I will show it to you.
Ooh.
I can be what you want me to
We can show off the
be.
cards one more time before the stream ends.
One more time.
Sure.
You got that, Dallas? You want me to do
I
it?
got.
You got that?
Yeah, I got.
I don't know where you put the cards.
Just
Can't see.
I think I gotta be patient just a second.
Well, but Time Lord over there says we only have so much time.
Well, if people want to see the cards, and he cuts us off, then the
Then-
cards aren't shown.
Then they
That's-
can hit him up on his Facebook or Twitter.
No one rushes M.O.D.O.K.
That is something that we should probably start talking about, though. So, with the game release coming up, I know everyone's saying it's super far away, but I'm going to stick with my week and a day that Josh told us it was because I like that. I like that better. We're going to be doing some pretty sweet, like, Instagram-y painting challenge stuff too, right, Josh? We're going to be asking.
Can we
we're gonna
talk
be-
about that?
That is
Why not?
correct.
We should.
I don't know.
Get people prepared, right? I don't know, Josh, can I talk about it? I already did a little bit.
We can talk about it broadly, sure.
Broadly. Yeah, so we're going to be every month we're going to come up with kind of like a challenge and then you guys out there and us in the office are gonna do our best to paint it. So it might be like, paint a character from the core set. Boom.
Boom.
Send us the photos. Tag us on Instagram and other social media as Josh tells you to do. And if we like yours as a staff, we will feature it. And yeah, so it'll be a fun way to kind of engage in the hobby together and get to show off what everybody's doing and see all the cool stuff. Because that's really the best part, is just seeing what other people come up with. I'm always super impressed.
That's gonna be my favorite part about once everybody gets Crisis Protocol in their hands, is like seeing all the paint jobs and like the terrain and
I mean, yeah,
all that fun stuff.
just the amount of people already building terrain has been
Phenomenal.
a blast to watch and very inspiring. Can't wait to see what they do when they get some of the core set stuff in their hands and they can modify that and get it painted up and add it to their sets.
I gotta put M.O.D.O.K off.
It's just,
Boop.
he hates
Oh,
it.
I'm supposed to show you all the.
He hates being put off.
Okay, one more time. The Initiation League.
So good. All right, tell them what they can earn. Tell them
You
what they
can
can earn.
earn plastic round tokens that make great M.O.D.O.K eyes.
Ooh, that's true.
Jam.
It's true, they do. They do
So you
make
get some
great M.O.D.O.K eyes.
acrylic plastic round counters. You get to earn these. And then
And you get those for week 2 by painting any single character from your core set.
any single character from the core set.
I mean,
of
paint
the
more
10
than that, but
you should definitely paint more than that. But if you paint at least one character from your core set, you will earn a token. And then week 1 into M.O.D.O.K's eyes looks crazy right now because they're not finished. And week 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, you get these. The Captain America First Avenger and the Red Skull Hail Hydra alternate art cards. M.O.D.O.K, you're in the way.
And those
You're
are just
being in the way.
and those ones are just show up, play a game. I mean, play
Have
as many
fun.
games as you want, but minimum 1.
Build the community.
Yeah, get to
Show
know
a new
your
player how to play.
get your new. Well, they're all going to be new players.
Well,
anyway,
that's
so.
true. That's true. That's true.
But just show up, enjoy meeting the people that you're going to be Marvel battling with and getting ready to take on raids with and stuff as the game progresses. Like, so much good stuff.
I love the back on this where the Avengers A and the
Oh,
Hydra
yeah.
symbol is super red.
So cool.
I like the blue on Captain America and that kind of dark bluish gray on Red Skull, but when you flip it over and they turn red, it's like, oh,
Well,
yes.
you got to know that they're injured,
It's awesome looking.
They're a little roughed up. They're a little roughed up.
Just good coloring. Just good coloring.
So, but
That's
again,
what's coming.
just ask your store if they're running an initiation event with their Marvel Crisis Protocol. If they're not, let them know they can get it from their Alliance or Asmodee rep. And yeah, it's gonna be great. We're super excited for the next couple weeks. We got a couple of cool things coming up that are gonna help
More cool things coming up.
you guys get ready. We're going to be doing some focused assembly videos here in the near future. So if you have any questions on how to get your miniatures from the core set assembled, we're going to have some really quick tutorials on that you can just go to and check out. And we're going to continue to just do some fun paints, do some alternate paint jobs. I think we're going to play a game or two. Right, Josh? You don't have to answer. I've already told them that that's
Yes.
true.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing some more, at least one more game stream, and I think we're going to stick our lead developer Will Pagani on the table against somebody. Maybe Josh. Maybe we'll force Josh to play. Josh is perhaps the best in the office at this game.
Absolutely not.
He has crushed
No.
all comers.
Absolutely
He's
not.
vicious, and he plays like his favorite Marvel character, the Kingpin. He's just brutal. Uncompromising, one would say. Uncompromising. No? Is that not correct, Josh? I mean, you smoked me today in playtest. It was really rude. I was feeling kind of down and out afterwards. The beating was so severe. I like your little scally face, Josh. All right, well, with that, take one last look. So this is how far I got on my Fear Itself Spider-Man. I will be going back through, and what I'm going to do is just kind of clean up the areas in between the webbing, and I'll add a couple more bright white highlights, and then I'll probably darken up the pants a little bit. But I think that's a pretty good approximation for the Fear Itself colors with the glowy webs. And then Dallas basically painted himself a M.O.D.O.K. My lord, man. You were done with that M.O.D.O.K.
I'm telling you.
You finished him. I feel like a slacker this time. Usually I'm the one who's way ahead from the M.O.D.O.K, but
You're in my wheelhouse.
it's true. The M.O.D.O.K. Well, this makes the third one you've painted.
Something like that.
Something like that. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, guys. We hope you had a lot of fun.
I'm just gonna
And
keep
I hope that
painting.
you're inspired for November 15th when everything comes out. Be sure to hang out with us next week for more of our streams as we lead into the release of Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you have any questions or any interest in anything Marvel Crisis Protocol or Atomic Mass Games related, be sure to check out all of our social media and website, atomicmassgames.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're always happy to answer questions. We love seeing everything that people are doing to get ready for the big events. And we can't wait to see all of your painted miniatures going up and for you guys to be able to take an hour and paint with us as well on Thursdays. Also, be sure to check us out next Friday. Josh is nodding his head because I forgot the date because I'm doing really well today. We're going to be doing a special Penny Arcade Presents Marvel Crisis Protocol with the guys over at Penny Arcade. So we're going to have, I'm sure that's going to be a blast and a lot of fun. So be sure to check that out as well. Tell your friends, tell your family. It's going to be a good time. Those guys are just a blast to be with. And I can't wait to see the shenanigans they get up to while playing Crisis Protocol. Do we have anything else that we need to tell people? Have a happy and fun Halloween if you're in the States. Tonight is one of my favorite nights of the year. So we're going to go do some trick-or-treating with the kids. And we're going to just have a good time. It's my one excuse to be able to wear Marvel costumes and not have people raise an eyebrow.
Last year,
So. I know. I won a costume contest last year as Cable. So that was one of my more ambitious projects. But we did that.
that looked awesome last
Young
year.
one was Black Panther, so we had a good time. But yeah, so have fun tonight, guys. Thank you again for joining us. We hope to see you again next week for the stream. And otherwise than that, hit us up on social media. We'll talk to you guys all soon.
Sorry, I'm still painting.
He's never gonna stop. Just roll. It's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop, Josh. Just turn it off. Turn it off. I'm just gonna go back to painting if you're not gonna turn it off. That's the way it works.
Oh, we just keep going.